Hey there, everybody. It's me, Kay, and it's time to play A.R.E.S. Extinction Agenda, a somewhat unknown but pretty cool little game for PC. So, as you saw in the intro, we had a little bit of an accident at this space station. It's a recycling plant for toxic waste. Apparently, some sort of gas meteor comet thing impacted the station and released this nasty fluorescent gas that makes all the machines go crazy and try to kill you. And indeed, the Colonel and his men were murdered by their own security drones, as you saw in the intro. So, this is Valkyl. She's our satellite assistant. She's outside the space station right now with a giant cannon helping us out. We have our character here, A.R.E.S., the only robot who is immune to Zytron gas. And so, we're sent in to rescue the hostages from this place and hopefully figure out what's going on. Alright, simple control tutorial here real quick. This game has a really nice, easy aiming system. You aim with one of the analog sticks and move with the other. It's very nice. It has a good control scheme in general, this game. I quite like it. It's nice, easy to use. You occasionally run into rooms like this one where you have a bit of a challenge to overcome. It's usually involving defeating certain groups of enemies as they show up. And you'll be rewarded with this stuff. Just explain here, this is the recycling menu. It lets us basically make all kinds of interesting things from this junk that we pick up. This tutorial stuff you don't need to worry about. You can even upgrade your weapons if you have enough equipment. But we don't have nearly enough to do anything fancy yet. Try to avoid getting hit. We get a score at the end of the level, and that score helps us increase our rank, which gives us more health. The game is actually fairly challenging in a few places, and it's hard to do your high score stuff. Here's Valkyl's satellite cannon. She will take out every enemy on the screen for us, which is very helpful. They still drop their loot and everything, so that's great. You want to use that when you can. There's a few places where it really helps out because there's some very difficult fights with lots of different enemies. All of this stuff that we're fighting is simply existing machinery from the station, security turrets, engineering pods that wander around and fix things. All of it's just gone crazy because of exposure to the gas, and now it tries to kill everyone. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Can't go that way. Fighting, in general, recharges Valkyl's laser for you. Oh, I finally got hit. But in general, you shouldn't need it unless you run into some serious trouble, which you will from time to time. The game has its usual, enemy fare. It's very Mega Man-esque, which is nice. Mega Man-like is never a bad thing for a game. Got good solid controls, good music, good graphics for what it is. I mean, it's basically animated in Flash. Okay, now that thing was a little bit more robust than what we've run into before. We have a new weapon from that mini-boss fight. Now we have grenades, we use to destroy canisters as well as enemies. You'll need to, you never find grenades, you need to make them using the recycling menu. But I generally don't need them unless it's to clear out a canister or something. I prefer to use the guns. That's not to say grenades aren't good, they're very good, I'd just rather use my parts to upgrade my different guns. The basic anti-Zytron blaster is not one of my favorites, but it certainly gets the job done. I'll be getting a new gun shortly, and I'm going to start upgrading that one for sure. Ah, can't do it. Darn. I was hoping I could charge my grenades already to get that data pack, but I can't. I'll have to go back for it later if I want it. Alright, we've got our first boss. Let's take out his turrets, no problem. And now for him. Now this thing is decidedly not a normal piece of the station's, machine complements, so what exactly is it? Oh, well, it's time for me to use a repair kit, according to the tutorial, so there we go. That thing was nasty. That was not your average robot. It's not some engineering device or anything. He does, however, drop us our next weapon upgrade, which is the EMP grenade. This one stuns instead of kills, but it also lets you get through vents and other things that have moving parts that you wouldn't be able to get through without stopping them. Yeah, this thing is related to those large electrical anomalies. This is not native to this station. And our orders remain, regardless of any crazy stuff we've seen. Rescue the hostages, and that's it. Heading down to the recycling plant to do that now. Hopefully they'll be there. Ah, but what's this? And we see our final score, which wasn't particularly good, because I'm not particularly good. If you know what you're doing, you can really just rock this whole game, though, and it's quite neat to see. You're not going to get that from me, because I'm not exactly the best at this game, but I'm good enough to beat it. I do like the game, regardless. It is fun. Ah, and our reinforcements, call sign A.R.E.S, are coming in shortly. They're another wave of Zytron-immune robots that have just been manufactured. And we've stopped the fan so we can roll through it. That's what the EMP grenade is for. We'll just stand here in a safe spot in the room and blast these as they show up. There we go. Aha! We have gotten an upgrade. This one increases our energy by 10, which is our health. Data cubes and power cubes, basically. Data cubes don't really give you anything, power cubes give you a power. Although all of them contain bits of lore and information, like character profiles and the like. And now we also unlock the stage select, which lets us go back if we want to redo stages. I won't be redoing the stages, as this is just a run-through of the game on its own, just to showcase it. But I will clear every stage to the best of my ability regardless. Oh! See that guy. You want to pick up what you can, because all of it's useful. All these little components are used for upgrading my weapons primarily. The little data packs contain information on enemies, what they are, for example, those engineering pods, and what they were supposed to do instead of kill you. Engineering pod is fairly self-explanatory. It goes around repairing things. Unfortunately, it tries to repair you forcibly. I can't get up there just yet. Ah! Repair bay. These full heal you. Very handy. Saves you the trouble of having to use your repair kits. More database stuff. Ah, but now how do I get out of here? Appears to be no way out. What do I need to do? Maybe there's something beyond the repair... Oh! That's right, this side didn't have the repair bay, that was the next floor up. Well, I'm just silly, apparently, sorry. Can't get up there yet. There's a lot of places in the game that would like you to backtrack and come back with the stage select to pick up extra data packs and things. So it does have a little bit of a Metroidvania kind of element to it, as you have to use powers and equipment that you pick up later to help you get through places. Alright, let's clear this challenge room out. No problem, very easy one. And there's our reward. This place, as I may have mentioned earlier, is a recycling facility in deep space. It's meant to recycle toxic waste and other things that you wouldn't really want on Earth. It seems like a reasonable idea to me. That'd probably be a good way to go about it. Put it somewhere safe while you work with it. Space is infinite and can't really be contaminated. But this particular area is the actual recycling center where that's done. Ah, here's who I wanted to see. He traipses around all he wants, I just need his gun. And he vents a bunch of Zytron gas there, which attempts to attack me, but fails. This Zytron binds to the host wiring, infecting it from the inside out. So this robot was very recently infected. He also was packing a weapon. He was some sort of military drone. And now we've got the gun that I really like. The laser SMG. In fact, we're going to upgrade that. There we go. It fires faster and does more damage per shot now. This is a fantastic gun. This is pretty much my favorite until the end of the game. There's one more gun that I'll replace it with eventually, but this is where it's at. This gun is wonderful. I should really go ahead and... Ooh, I don't have enough to do a repair kit. Wow, okay. We're gonna have to be very careful then. Oh, and we're gonna have to be very dead too. That's what happens if you die. You go back to the most recent checkpoint that you've been to, and get shot. There. Getting shot is optional. There are only 5 stages in the game. It's a bit short, but it's an enjoyable experience, despite the minimal length. Ow. That's a very hard one to avoid. Well, we happen to have a grenade, so let's go ahead and get in here and see what it is. Just a data pack. That's okay. It's also a shortcut. Ah, we're in the really unpleasant part of the recycling, and it's getting easier to understand why they had machines doing all this instead of people. This is not really a people-friendly sort of environment. I'll stand up here outside of the conveyor belt and blast these guys. That way I don't have to worry about it. There we go. Nice reward. You've got to watch it here, because if those big blocks fall on you, you're dead. You do not want to get hit by the crate. Oh, missed my jump. Darn it. Gotta wait for another one. There we go. Ah! I messed that one up too. What do I think of that one? There we go. Pick up some extra parts for our repair work. It's an interesting system, I think, having the recycling menu. It's kind of a neat function. I like that it lets you upgrade your character. Oh, crap. Whoa. I like that it lets you get character upgrades by simply fighting enemies. It's kind of like EXP in a way. It's something that you don't really get in this kind of game very often. It's neat. Ow. The only time I don't like the controls for aiming is when you're jumping, because you need to have the button pressed, the jump button, in order to do that, and that's a little inconvenient. Thankfully, you can also fire by holding down a button and kind of vaguely aim when you need to, like so. That works well enough. So my opinion of the controls remain that they are pretty solid. Blast these explosive crates out of the way. Whew. That's a close one. What's this way? Just some loot. Some free loot is always nice. What have we here? It's time for the next boss. Just satellite laser that thing. It's nice in that you can pretty much hit this thing anywhere on its body. Uh-oh. There we go. We've just about got... Ow. He kind of ground us down there. Ah. Fires engineering pods at me. Oh, we don't want to be there. Ow. Can't really avoid that one in that situation. Well, this thing's gotten downright ticked off. So we're going to have to summon him back up here with Valko's help. There we go. We ticked it back off enough to come over here. Oh, now it's very difficult to avoid because we only have 2 platforms. There. We'll just kill that before it blows fire at us. And we've seen another robot that doesn't seem like it belongs here. Now we can finally use our grenade boost. Consumes a grenade and lets us basically dash. Very helpful. Alright, well that'll take care of this episode. I'll see you guys next time while we try to do a few more stages of A.R.E.S. Extinction Agenda. Good night, everybody.